Well, hey there guys, I'm Axel the Beast, and this is the Curiosity Shop, the ZeldaDungeon.net video mailbag where I answer your Zelda questions. Our first question comes from Cruel274, who asks, which do you prefer, Oracle of Seasons or Oracle of Ages? Well, my answer is Ages, but okay, admittedly it's not the fairest answer because I actually haven't beaten Seasons. Yeah. I'm about 4 or 5 dungeons in, I think, and I don't know, I just find the overworld really obnoxious in a lot of ways because, like, you enter an area for the first time, like, before you have left it, and it'll turn into the default season, and you can change the season while you're in that area, but then if you leave and come back, it'll come back to its default season, and then there's no clear way of knowing where these dividing lines between default seasons are, and it's just so weird traversing the overworld and really obnoxious. Admittedly, it did seem to get a little better once you get more of the seasons to control, you know? You know, just the game seems to have picked up at a certain point, but, yeah, at this point in the game, I liked Oracle of Ages much better, and, right now, I'd say that's my favorite of the two, although I like the villain of Seasons better, so it's odd for me, I guess. Like, I'm reserving final judgments. I'm not really that, qualified to answer this, too clearly yet, but, that's what I'm going for so far. But tell me your guys in the comments. Just Call Me Kai, I think, asks, I was wondering what your opinion was on A Link Between Worlds' backwards song Easter egg, like what they did with Skyward Sword's Ballad of the Goddess, but this time with the Hyrule Castle theme. Well, I think it's like a really cool sounding theme. I think it sounds really good. Ballad of the Goddess did as well. You know, they're really cool songs. I guess I think it's just a little bit of a silly gimmick. Like, if that's gonna be their, like, the whole thing moving part, and you're like, you know what, we're gonna make some epic songs for this game. We need, okay guys, we need a main theme. Or like a dungeon theme, or whatever that is. It's gonna be in the trailer. We need this song, but what are we gonna do? Well, I think we should take this song and just play it backwards. You get erased. No, I don't know. I think it just seems like it would be a silly gimmick if they did this a whole bunch moving forward. Granted, they're like great songs, so I mean, I really like the sound of this new one, and Ballad of the Goddess was great, so I don't know if that really means anything. I just think it'd be a little cartoony, I guess, if they kept doing this moving forward. But, you know, if they're great songs, who cares, I guess. So, regarding the song itself, I love it. So, it should be cool. I'm looking forward to this game's soundtrack, to be honest. Pizza Pie asks, do you think Ganon will return in A Link Between Worlds or Zelda Wii U? Both? Well, he's pretty much confirmed for A Link Between Worlds reappearance. I mean, they haven't shown or said that he's going to be in the game itself, but we know that Yuga's mission appears to be reviving Ganon. We've seen, like, shots of a sealed Ganon or whatever, I believe. So, you know, yeah, it does seem like he's definitely the villain of this game. If maybe perhaps in a demise capacity where he kind of only shows up at the end, something like that, maybe. Regarding Link Between Worlds, you know, I'm gonna say he probably will, because, yeah, there is some chance he won't, because we did have a lot of games with Ganon relatively recently, especially with console games, but we did have the break with Demise. You know, it wasn't like a full break. I don't know, I feel like it's gonna probably have Ganon again, and just play around with the, like, Aonuma said he wants to do a new Hyrule with this game, like a new version of it, and that on top of the revised, the big HD graphics, along with all the gameplay revisions they seem to be wanting to make, rethinking the conventions. It just feels like a time to bring back a new interpretation of Ganon or something like that, so I guess, yeah, I think probably will be a buff, yeah. Joe Ja Jow 96 asks, do you think it's possible that Ravio may be the Happy Mask Salesman? I'm not sure anyone else has thought of this, but seeing that Ravio owns Majora's Mask, wears purple clothing, and has the same spastic nature as the Happy Mask Salesman, at least from what I've seen so far, really makes me think that it could be possible. Well, I don't know, like, I think it's a little silly how some Zelda fans will, like, say that just because this character or this race is similar, it's gotta be the same guy or whatever, they've gotta be connected. And I guess I feel the same way about how some people have reacted to that new guy wearing the mountain or Goron symbol, and saying because he looks like a Goron, he probably is one. I think he's just gonna be like a Hylian or something, or just a mountain dude, not a Goron specifically. But, you know, I could be wrong about that. But either way, like, I guess I just don't see that there has to be a connection just because they're similar, and I really do think that the Majora's Mask on the wall is just an Easter egg. So no, I don't think it's gonna be Ravio is gonna be related to the Happy Mask Salesman. But I guess it's possible since, like, Aonuma did this vague hint about Majora's Mask being somehow featured in A Link Between Worlds. Maybe he was just referring to the Easter egg when he was saying, because, like, well, we still have attention in this game. Just look at A Link Between Worlds if you want to know what I mean. You know, kind of thing. It's really unclear what he meant. Maybe he just meant, oh, we put the Easter egg on the wall. Isn't that cool? It's up there. He's just, I mean, we were thinking about Majora's Mask. We didn't think we knew about Majora's Mask. Well, here's a mask on the wall. But bottom line is, like, unless that means that this is like A Link Between Worlds is going to be like the backstory of Majora's Mask, or like Low Rule's Tournament, or it's just going to be like factor in story-wise, unless that's what he meant, it's not the Happy Mask Salesman. JJS asks, do you think that Ravio from the upcoming A Link Between Worlds is the same as the Rabbit Park guy from Spirit Tracks? They certainly look similar in appearance. Like, what did I just say? Thinking characters have to be the same or related because they have similar traits. I mean, like, Rabbitland Rescue guy, Bunnyo? I'm not even sure I want to think about that. Vegeta 2011100 asks, do you think that A Link Between Worlds will have a dungeon creator? I personally thought that would be cool. No, probably not. Please stop yelling at me. I guess I shouldn't be yelling at you either, but seriously, you're freaking me out. Link Donkey Kong asks, how would you feel if in the next Zelda game Zelda had a brother or sister that somehow worked into the plot? Well, I don't own it yet, but there you go, anyway. Linkachu72 asks, if you wished on the Triforce and your wish was to have the entire Triforce, could you have all three parts, even if you weren't equally balanced? No, because you see, the entire point of being equally balanced is to acquire the whole Triforce. Either you're balanced off the bat and you just get the whole thing, or you're not, and you have to hunt down the Triforce pieces to get your wish. Either way, the entire point is to just get the wish. So if you got the wish, why would you waste it on being a balanced individual? Wait. XXRainX asks, what's your opinion on the theory that Link is dead in Majora's Mask? I'm not a fan, actually. Like, I say a lot that Majora's Mask is a mysterious game, and there's a lot of vague things about the game. That said, a lot of the theories or the reasonable conclusions most people draw from that vagueness are relatively easy to figure out. It's not like anything that's these crazy, extended, big, elaborate undertones to the game that are really hard to figure out, or very deep things, you know? Everything that you can figure out from the mysteries is relatively obvious, even if it's uncertain, I guess, if that makes any sense. So I just don't think Nintendo would do something that vague, that deep. I'm not even sure they're capable of that entirely. Zelda games have always had relatively simplistic stories, even if they are enjoyable or good, and I just don't think that that's something they'd touch on with Majora's Mask. I'd believe that if they like came out and said it, or if it was more obvious, but the fact that it isn't, I just don't see how that could be in Majora's Mask. It's just a very surreal game, and I think people take that too far. It's just dreamlike. It doesn't mean it's actually not real. Rallis asks, do you think it would be a cool or good idea if you fought the final boss in the main town? For example, Demise in Skyloft or Ganondorf in Castle Town. Yeah, actually, this is an idea I had, like, I would have liked to have seen this in Skyward Sword. I've thought about it before. I think it's great how, like, the game sets it up, how, like, Link is not that well liked by certain individuals in Skyloft, and obviously the game downplayed that. It was really just Bruce's little group. But I think it would have been cool if he actually did, at least among certain people in Skyloft. Obviously, as people who did care about him and thought he was a cool dude, but if there were some people in Skyloft who retained that feeling about him throughout the game, only for him to fight Demise in Skyloft, that would have been incredible, I think. A really powerful ending that I think would have been a little bit better than how Skyward Sword did end off. I mean, the stuff with Demise is great, and I love it, but I would love the idea of Link facing off against Demise with all of his friends and family and just acquaintances watching him do it and saving all of them. I think that would have been really cool, and it would be cool to see in a Zelda game in general. They did something like that. It doesn't need to be Demise, it doesn't even need to be Ganondorf, but something like that would be really cool. I like the idea quite a bit, yeah. I'd love to see it. Black Raven 6695 asks, do you think that Eiji Aonuma has been secretly trolling us all? He makes the most controversial Zelda games to provoke reactions in the fan base, told us that Skyward Sword was going to be non-linear and made a third timeline, and after fans begged for Majora's Mask 3D, he gives us Majora's Mask in 3D in Ravio's shot. Face it, Aonuma has been trolling us all and he knows it. I don't know. Like, I think he legitimately really thought those controversial Zelda games were going to be great. And I think that, honestly, I think he put his all into them. Regarding Majora's Mask, like, I don't think the fact that they put an Easter egg is trolling. Then again, he did respond to the idea of a Majora's Mask remake by just laughing and then saying blatantly that he wanted to leave it open to interpretation and turn fans to interpret why he laughed. For the lol. You know, that's trolling. You're right. Well, alright, that's it for this time. Be sure to send your questions to the contact information in the description, and I'll see you guys later. Well, this happened the last time, too. You're so freaking... What is going on? Let me do it. I almost had it. That's the thing. Like, I just needed a few more tries and I could have gotten it. But you decided to come in. Oh, I can help.
You called me.
Yeah, well, stay. I need emotional support. No, don't go back in. Help me. Okay, wait. Okay, I can't. Oh, wait, this is a good fucking idea. Holy shit! Little technical difficulties. Yeah, that looks about roughly straight. I didn't get the EVA figure. It looks about just about good. And of course my head covers it.